Welcome to BearsToBulls.com. It is July the 10th, and we will be taking a look at the S&P 500 E-mini futures, ticker symbol /ES for the week ahead. Hope you all had a great week. If you're on vacation, I hope you had a nice, relaxing vacation. We're going to start off this full week here. Taking a look at the chart right now, it appears we're on the high side of a range. If you pull the chart back out to the dailies, you can see we're in a decently defined range, and we're definitely at the highs. Um, it's hard to say where the market wants to go. There's a lot of volatility in regards to the European news, especially with Great Britain. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the week ahead plays out. If I had to guess anything, I would assume the market's going to want to turn back to the downside for a little bit. But it's difficult to say. If we're looking at the chart right now, I mean, there's no indication that it's going to stop at this 20, what do we got here? That 21, 26 level and turn back down. So if we take a look back, though, it's come up here, it's come up there. So, I mean, if we're looking, it looks like historically it might start to turn back to the downside, but I'm not going to hold my breath on this one just because it looks like it still has a lot of room to go. Um, I don't know if there's any major news coming out. I didn't look at the calendar before doing this video, but I think the market's still going to be a little sensitive to what's going on over in Great Britain, especially being a full trading week. Everyone's going to be back who's on vacation this week. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Later tonight, I'll plot the standard deviation levels and I'll take a look and see where they're at. But if we look at this past week, the S&P 500 came down. The S&P 500 futures came down almost to the half deviation mark to the downside right here, and came back up. So you definitely could have gotten some dailies down here, caught the swing back to the upside. I know the Russell 2000 dipped below the half deviation line, but it didn't touch the full deviation. So you probably could have gotten some strikes down there depending on the price. I didn't trade really at all this week except for the IAU video I posted. I exited that investment. That's not really a trade per se. I was in it for about a month and a half. And that was for about 7.5% profit, somewhere around there. You can check the video out and see how that trade went. I'm currently looking for my next investment. Definitely not in any hurry. You got to do your research. You got to see what you like, what you don't like, compare it against market conditions, etc., etc. But for the S&P 500 E-minis, next week I think is going to return to somewhat of a normality. I don't believe there's going to be a lot of news. The FOMC came out, and that impacted currencies. I know. I don't know if it impacted the markets all that much, but if we're just taking a look at next week, I think just take it day by day. There's not really a definitive plan. I would watch for resistance though along that 21-26 line, and like I said, I believe the all-time high is 21 in the 2130s. If you pull it back out to a weekly chart, you can go back and see. So it's going to be interesting for the week ahead. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email us at bearstobulls@yahoo.com. Be sure to like us on Twitter. We do tweet whenever we have new articles, new videos, if we do a trade. Post all the information there. And if you don't want to do that, you can head on over to the site. At the bottom, there's a contact section. You can just throw in your email, your name, and a quick message, and we can get back to you guys that way. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, comment below, and we'll talk to you soon.